So your alarm wakes you up and you cuss at that little machine for 11 seconds and then you go back to sleep again. And this is really a thing that's kind of going on. You probably have thoughts like, I think it would be easier for me to lift 1,000 pounds than to get out of bed right now. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to sleep, of course, but I feel like it would be easier to do that. And did you know that there's actually a name for this issue that you're dealing with? It's called sleep inertia. And if you Google sleep inertia, you'll find a lot of advice on the internet, and that advice is really stupid. So I cannot recommend that. And when you understand what's actually going on, you're going to see, oh yeah, that advice that I read was really, really stupid. So don't worry about that. In this video, you're going to understand why it's so hard to get out of bed, and you're going to understand the steps you can take to correct it. Now let's get you out of bed and get at it.
TC Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
So go down to the comments section below the video now and let me know what steps you've taken to try to get out of bed a little bit easier and if anything has worked for you. The great news is this is not a personality problem. It's not like a lazy thing where you're like, I'm too lazy to get out of bed. People tell me that all the time. That's not what it is. This is a physiological issue going on that's making it very difficult to wake up. So we hear a lot about circadian rhythms and we've all know, oh yeah, there's a circadian rhythm, yeah. But Dr. Emmanuel Ravisi helped us understand that there's a circadian rhythm at the cellular level. Here's how it works. Basically, the body at the cellular level is always in a catabolic state or what we call an anabolic state. Now, during the day, the body should be in more of this catabolic state, and that's where the cells are better at creating energy, and the body's great at breaking down old tissue so that it can be rebuilt, and that stuff is supposed to happen during the day when we're active. Now, at night, our body should move into an anabolic state, and this is where the body's very good at resting and sleeping and rebuilding and repairing everything. So you can see both of these states are natural, they're beneficial, they're great. None of them are wrong. The problem is some people get stuck where they're not moving back and forth between these states from night to day. So that's where the problems come into play. Some people can actually be stuck in one of these states most of the time. And if a person is stuck in this anabolic sleep state at the cellular level, they're going to have a real hard time getting out of bed because at the cellular level of their body, the deepest form of their being, they're still asleep. How are they going to wake up when their cells are still asleep? The cells are like, yeah, we ain't doing it yet. Go back to bed. So these people battle and think that they have some kind of lazy gene or something. And the problem is it's more about the physiology. So if a person is stuck too far in this anabolic sleep state at the cellular level, do you think putting the alarm across the room is going to help them? No. They're going to smash the alarm, zombie their way back to bed, and wake up halfway through the presentation they're supposed to be giving at work. So there's a wide variety of reasons that a person can get stuck in one of these states or lean way too far into a state. But if a person is stuck in the catabolic state, which is the opposite of an anabolic state, we see a lot of insomnia because at the cellular level, the person's always awake. How are they going to sleep when they're awake at that cellular level? So most people that are stuck too far on that anabolic side will sleep great, but they have a really hard time getting out of bed if their body's still in that sleep mode. Now, don't be confused. It is possible to see people that are leaning too anabolic also have insomnia issues if they're having a problem where blood sugar is not stabilized. And if blood sugar is crashing too hard because of this imbalance, that can make it hard for them to sleep. But for most people stuck in this state, they'll sleep okay and they'll have a hard time getting up. So other markers that we may see in this, what we call an anabolic imbalance, are the person might have to get up to pee a lot in the middle of the night, or they may be constipated. Both of these things can happen because in this anabolic state, the body likes to send more of our water to the kidneys and less to the bowels. So the person's peeing all night and then the bowel gets a little bit harder and drier. Now, this is not the only possible cause for constipation. If you're dealing with chronic constipation, we'll put a link to a video in the description below so you can check that out and learn about other underlying causes for constipation. But those are two markers that are very common to see in this overly anabolic state. Anxiety is another one, and a racing heart rate can be another one. So there's a variety of markers that you can look at and say, oh yeah, maybe I'm leaning too anabolic, and maybe this is the reason it's so hard for me to get out of bed. There's a wide variety of factors that could push a person too far into this anabolic state or make it too difficult for them to switch back and forth between the anabolic and catabolic from day and night like they're supposed to. One issue can be the climate. You know, the atmospheric pressure can be a factor, genetics can be a factor, but I don't want you to view genetics like it's a sentence. Ah, man, my mom couldn't wake up and I can't wake up either. You know, genetics can be a factor, but usually nutritional changes can overpower any type of genetic tendency. The most common cause that we see for someone leaning too far on this anabolic side is consuming too many carbs or sugars. And this is really common. If someone is having digestive issues where they can't break down proteins or fats correctly, they tend to gravitate towards wanting to eat more carbs and sugars because that's really an easier to break down fuel source and allows them to function as a human being. So someone might not even know that they have digestive issues, but if they feel lousy when they eat a steak, then they'll start gravitating more towards rice and candy bars and Fruity Pops. So that can be one problem that can push a person too far on an anabolic side. So if an anabolic imbalance is making it difficult to get out of bed, there are some steps you can take to try to push the body a little less anabolic. Some foods that could help are eggs that are cooked hard, like scrambled eggs or hard-boiled eggs. You don't want to have the yolk being runny because a runny yolk can actually push a person more towards the anabolic side. So if you're going to have eggs, they should be cooked hard. Salmon can also be a great choice, and so can olive oil. And if you're going to try to consume foods that are going to push you less anabolic, it's great to do that during the day when the body should be in that catabolic state. Why not work with your natural circadian rhythm and push the body more catabolic when it's intended to be catabolic? There's also supplements that you could use. Magnesium is great. Magnesium can push a person less anabolic. That's why magnesium can be so helpful for people who deal with chronic constipation. It's pushing the person more into a state where the body can push some water to the bowels instead of sending it all through the kidneys. So there are steps you can take to correct an anabolic imbalance. What's important is to first look at your physiology and figure out if you're actually dealing with an anabolic imbalance. This is not the only reason that a person might have a hard time waking up. It's just the most common and what we see with most individuals who can't get out of bed. So what we like to see people do is run simple self-tests that you can do at home with tools that you can pick up at a pharmacy or a health food store. We have a totally free online digestion course that'll walk you through these steps and show you how to run these simple self-tests at home and help you figure out what those tests mean and figure out if you appear to be leaning too far on that anabolic side. So that free digestion course will also help you figure out, oh, do I have digestive issues that are going on? Are there aspects of digestion that are not working correctly? And then help you figure out the steps you can take to improve those. If you are eating too many carbs or I'm a chocoholic and I'm addicted to these carbs. If that's an issue, then correcting digestive problems will reduce your need for those carbs. And that'll help you push you less on that anabolic side so you can wake up in the morning and be like, oh, it's morning. I'm going to go ahead and be a human. I'm not going to be a sloth. I'm going to be an actual human because at the cellular level, it's time for my body to be awake. So we'll put the link to that totally free course in the description below this video so you can register and figure out if you're leaning too far on that anabolic side. If you are also dealing with constipation issues, for now, watch our video on understanding constipation to get more insights into other factors that can be creating constipation for you as well. I can't wait to hear about your results.